Picture this, you spend hours, no, days, weeks, maybe even months filming and editing a video. You hit publish with a rush of excitement, imagining the views coming in. But then, crickets. 10 views. If you're lucky enough, 20. And most of them probably came from you yourself. Brutal. I know, I completely get it. I've been there. And I know exactly how discouraging it feels. But here's the twist. Those early low views, they are actually your biggest advantage. I'm not crazy, you heard me right. Hey everyone, welcome back to the jusjus channel. My name is Justin and I've been doing YouTube consistently now for the past 4 months and have gained more than 800 subscribers during this period. I know, it's not a lot to most of you, but it is a lot to me and I am proud of what I've accomplished so far. Today I'm going to show you why starting a YouTube channel, even when nobody's watching, is honestly one of the best things that you can do. And I'll be real with you, I started this channel thinking that one thing would work, and then something completely unexpected took off instead. I'll even expose some of my own flops, videos that totally tanked, and what I learned from them. By the end of this video, you won't just want to start a channel, you actually feel motivated to keep going as well. You ready? Let's talk about it. Before we dive in, what's your biggest fear about starting YouTube? Drop a comment down below and let's talk about it in the comments below. When I started my YouTube channel, I had all of these expectations. I thought that if I put in the effort, people would magically show up. I was wrong. Here's a video I was so excited about. I spent days on this. But if you look at this, 20 views in a week, and most of those, probably me just checking to see if the numbers would even go up. This was the moment I realized something very crucial. Nobody cares yet. And you know what? That's actually a good thing. The early days of YouTube are actually your training ground. This was my chance to experiment without the pressure of a huge audience watching you making mistakes. Most people would usually quit after making a few videos and not seeing the results that they wanted. However, the ones who don't quit would eventually get better. Based on my own personal journey at the moment, I am constantly refining my skills, trying to figure out what works and what don't. And I believe that if you keep being consistent, one day you will wake up and see that your videos don't only have 10 views, there might even be 100, 1,000, or maybe even more. Let's get real. I want to show you some of my worst performing videos at the current time and break down exactly what went wrong. Ironically, both of these videos are on topics that I was really vulnerable and really excited to share with the world. The first one was about my faith and my personal growth, something I genuinely cared about. But after watching back, I realized that the pacing was slow, the thumbnail was bad, and the title, probably not the most enticing, just boring. No wonder nobody clicked. The biggest lesson? People don't click because of the amount of effort that you put into a video. They click because of curiosity. The way you package your videos is the most important, hence why there's just so many YouTube experts out there constantly harping about your thumbnail and your title, just the overall package. And what about this other video? I thought sharing my experience about acne and how I'm overcoming my internal struggles would benefit a lot of people out there. But I didn't think about SEO and I realized that the topic wasn't really something that the audience was searching for. It completely flopped and now my ugly face is being featured online. But I've decided to keep it on this platform because it shows my progression in my journey to clear skin. But if you look closely, fast forward to a few months now, my skin's actually gotten quite better. Thank you, dermatology. Alright, but it's not all sad and gloom all the time. Let's now look at a video that actually took off. My video about studying architecture. I originally made this as a one-off, but for some reason people really liked it. Why? Because without me knowing, there's actually a huge demand for this kind of stuff. I realized that there were actually a lot of people based on the comments that really wanted to know how to get into architecture school, whether architecture is really worth it in the long run. I accidentally tapped into something much bigger than myself. So I didn't magically get better overnight. I got better by failing and trying different topics. And I believe that that's how every successful creator starts. And if you are constantly on YouTube anyways, I want you to have a think about this. Think about the last video that you watched. What actually made you click? Was it the title, the thumbnail, or just the overall topic? If you can start to answer these kind of questions and then implement them into your own content creation journey, I'm sure you'll be able to be ahead of 99% of all the other content creators out there. Hello, is Aaron still watching? Here's something most people don't realize. Your first videos might be the most important videos that you ever make. Let me explain. It's not because your first few videos will go viral, and it's not because they'll bring in thousands of subscribers, but it's because they set the foundation for what's going to come next. When I started, I was focusing on a lot of the wrong things. Views, subscribers, and just trying to go viral in any way that I can. Not really focusing on creating content that I wanted to make. But looking back, those first videos taught me something very fundamental. It taught me how to tell a story, taught me how to do long form video editing. I usually just do a lot of Instagram reels for my custom embroidery business, but now venturing to YouTube, I had to learn how to make videos that are more than a minute long. So that was a big step for me. And just how to get comfortable in front of camera. I used to get so uncomfortable doing this, but now I just feel like it's second nature. And this was something that I realized after watching a lot of YouTube videos or like a lot of YouTubers talking about their struggles and their beginnings. Every single one of them went through the same thing. Nobody started off great. Yes, there might be a bit of luck that comes into play, but a lot of them became successful because they were consistently trying new things and always going 100% for it. Some people would push through the messy phase and others quit before they could even see progress. So if you're struggling with feeling like your videos are not good enough, remember this. They're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be the stepping stones to something greater. Low views aren't failure, they are actually data. Data. They are concrete proof to tell you what's working and what's not, and where your true potential lies. So if it wasn't for me trying out all of these different topics, I would never know that there was a huge demand for architectural videos. Now I do. Now even if your channel never explodes, and I really pray that you will, YouTube will still change your life. First of all, you'll gain a lot of confidence just being in front of camera. I used to cringe at my own voice. Now, I would like to think that I can speak a bit more clearly, adequately, or I try my best to be. You see all of these cuts in between the frames, they're all because I'm just constantly stuttering and need to get my video editors to edit them out. Shout out to Neville and Jeevan. I've also been constantly improving on my video editing and also my storytelling abilities. All of this just by making videos consistently. I've learned how to pace my speaking, how to retain my audience for the entire video, and keep the video interesting throughout. That is something that I would need your help if you can give me some ideas. But yeah, it's all a work in progress. And lastly, I also learned a lot about discipline and consistency. What I've learned is that success on YouTube isn't about luck. It's actually about showing up. Plus, I also learned something very interesting about myself. I started this channel thinking that people would be interested in my journey as an entrepreneur or as a custom embroidery business owner. But it turns out that people were more interested in my journey studying architecture. That video changed everything for me. The trajectory of the channel, me brainstorming the ideas for what to post next. I'm actually seriously considering pivoting this channel to go towards more architecture related content. And honestly, I never saw that coming because I personally don't really like architecture. But here's what I want to hear from you. Let me know what kind of content you want me to make. And I have this ongoing Excel sheet that I'm just constantly feeding new ideas because I want to create fresh content that feels exciting for you as well. Now let's talk about why you must keep going. The number one reason why people fail on YouTube is because they quit too soon. Period. That's it. There's no other reason. Ask yourself this. Would you be willing to make 100 videos before something finally takes off? Because that's what it often takes. The biggest YouTubers that I'm analyzing right now didn't blow up from one singular video. They blew up because they kept going when no one else was watching. And then one day, after dozens or maybe even hundreds of videos, something finally clicked. And if you quit today, you never get that moment. So don't be that person. Mr. Beast himself said this. If you're just starting out on YouTube, do not expect to pull any sort of viewership during your first year. If this isn't something that you can accept, probably don't start. But if you can, then you need to do this. Make 100 videos and make sure you improve with every video that you make. Right now, my one thing to improve with this specific video is my sound design. I'm just trying to add a little bit more moments, a little bit more swoosh to amplify the viewing experience for you. Speaking of sounds, this video is proudly sponsored by... Just kidding. Not yet, soon, manifesting. Come on, Epidemic Sound. So if you're feeling discouraged by low views, this is your wake-up call. Start. Keep going. Because the only way to guarantee failure is if you stop trying. If this video helped you, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, comment. Yes, do that. And let's keep this conversation going on in the comments. I would love to hear about your journey and be your virtual best friend on YouTube. What's stopping you? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.